Hello everyone, my name is Neeraj Gupta. Today in this tutorial I am going to talk about an open source and free office suite called LibreOffice. LibreOffice is a free and open source office suite that can be used as an alternative to the popular office suite by Microsoft. That is, you can use this suite to create, edit, save text files, presentation, datasets, equations, and almost anything that you could do on MS Office or any other office suites. This software was forked from OpenOffice.org in 2010, and this software includes a writer as a word processor and calc for spreadsheets, impress for making presentation and slides, draw to make diagrams, vector diagrams, base to work with the databases, and has additional tools such as math using which you can create equations. Equation that you can embed that into the Word file or your presentations, or you can export it into PDF format or any other extension. One of the nice features among several other is you can save your files in ODF format, that is open document format. This format is fully open source and ISO standardized, which means the guaranteed access of your data forever. That is, you don't have to worry about the file format compatibility issues because of different versions of software or switching from one software to another. You can save your files in this format and access that on any computer or operating system anytime in future and without worrying about vendor login or license fees. LibreOffice is available to use on different operating systems such as Windows, Linux, Mac OS X with the identical interface, which means it makes really convenient to work if you have to use if you use different operating systems, for example Linux and Windows on different machines, and you have to use the same files i.e. the content on different machines. Since the application is available on multiple platforms, so it makes you can access your file from anywhere. There are different packages, or say different ways to install this application on different operating systems. So for example, if you are using Windows as your operating system, you can go to this website libreoffice.org/download/download, and there you can find you can choose the version you want to install. Like, for example, let's say you want to install the version 5.3.0. So here you can choose from among the different operating system listed. If you want to install this application on a 64-bit version of operating system, you can choose x86 or 64, or if you have 32-bit operating system, you can choose x86 as the version of application. So, and once you select that option, you can just go ahead and download the application. So once the file gets downloaded, you can uh, click on this executable file, and the installer will and follow the instructions on the installer, and the application will be installed on your PC. So the installation process is a bit different for Linux, Windows, and Mac OS. So if you have Mac OS X, so you can select that option and download the DMG file and follow the process of installing the DMG file. You can find the installation instruction on libreoffice.org/gethelp slash install dash how to slash os dash x, and If to install this application on Linux, it the installation process for Linux operating system differ from the version to version. For example, if you want to install this application on Ubuntu, you have to follow the exact process to install it on Ubuntu, and if you want to install it on CentOS, it has different process. So you have to fetch the exact codes from the code and run it into the terminal to install the application. So since I'm using Windows as my operating system, so and I have already installed the application on my computer. So let's take a look at what step by step for different different tools and features available. So the first tool I am going to show you is the called Writer. So it is a word processor tool available in LibreOffice with and it is so much similar, and you won't find any difficulty if you are moving from Microsoft Office. So you can do all kind of things that you have been used to doing on Microsoft Office. You can create files simply by going to new, or uh, at clicking on the text document, or you can click Control plus N for new document, and here you can write um, write text and format them as you want. So for example, let's write headers. So if suppose you want the title of your document, so let's say this is a test title. So after that you want header 1, so you can click make it as header 1, then you want header 2, so you can select header 2 and so on. So and you want to fill in some text between uh, text in your file, and you want to get it make it formatted. So let's copy and paste this piece of text from another file and paste it here, and so let's copy some more from here and paste it below here. So yeah, as you can see, you can um, ins insert text into the document and make headers and titles, and you in the similar way as you do it in Microsoft Office. So if you want text in bullet forms, you can do that by clicking on bullet. So yeah, you can also insert pictures if you want in your um, Word file. So you can, yeah, again you can arrange the pictures, change the formatting of the picture by bringing it front, page wrap, and things like that. Further, you can also insert tables. So so basically you can do anything that you can do in Microsoft Office Word. Further, you can also insert charts in your Word document, such as bar chart or any other chart you want. Like if you want to insert a pie chart, you can also select it from the different available diagrams in LibreOffice. So once you have chosen your diagram, you can click on the background and it will bring you back to the main interface. You can also insert um, diagrams like basic shapes or lines. Suppose, for example, if you want to draw any shape, you can do that from the several different shapes available into this application. You can draw lines to connect the shapes, or you can use it however you want, and there are several formatting options available too, so using which you can um, format your shape. And similar to Microsoft Word, so many things you can do in LibreOffice Writer. Let's move on to the saving options available in this application. So there are so many different formats are available in this application to save your file. So one of the option is the ODF file, that is open document format, that I explained earlier. So if you save your files using this format, you don't have to worry about logging into the specific file format. You can use any office suites to open your files, and you won't be logged into the operating system or any specific software. Further, you can use ODF text document format, or if you want this file to be saved for the earlier versions of Microsoft Office, you can save it as 2007 to 2030 docx format. Or if you want to go further back, you have options available as file format for 2003, then till 1997 to 2003 doc format. You can also save it in the XML format and further, or the text format. So it really makes easier and convenient to save your files and access anytime in future without worrying about being logged into any vendor or licenses, or the version shift between the applications. So that is a nice thing about this Office suite. To work with the spreadsheets, LibreOffice has an application called Calc. It is very similar to the Microsoft's Excel, where you can create, edit, save, or export spreadsheets. You can do pretty much everything that you could do in the Excel. Using LibreOffice, you can create a new spreadsheet, or hit Control plus N to create new spreadsheet. So since I have already created a template for this demonstration, I will use that template to work around in this video. So as you can see, using this application we can create, insert texts um, into the grids. So we have here the address, some text over here, some bill to service to. So we'll leave that fields blank for now. We just need the product ID, product description, quantity, unit price, and total for this demo. So as, uh, as you can see, there are only 8 products inserted into this uh, spreadsheet. Let's insert further products into this spreadsheet. Product 9, product 10, 11, 12. And for the price, if you want to enter any different price, then we could easily do that, but let the application do that for us. So as you can see, it has increased the number by one is into the each fields. So let's do the same for other fields. And if you've noticed that when we enter the value into the each grid, it did the calculation automatically and give the result of the calculation using the function. You can do the use the functions to do the calculation into the spreadsheets, like you can do it in Microsoft Excel and or in any other spreadsheet uh, application available. So yeah, it is very easy to use, and you if you are switching from some other application, so the learning curve will not be that steep. It is pretty straightforward. Further, as we talked about before, you can in LibreOffice, you it has the a very good support of extensions, so you can save the file that can be opened in the office that are that only support the 97 or 2003 format files, or 2007 to 2013, or you can save it in the ODF, that is open document format, so that you don't have to worry about the compatibility with the compatibility issues of the files, to make it convenient for yourself. Further, LibreOffice has also options like you can create charts. For example, if you want to use the pie chart, or say, let's use a XY scatter chart here. Okay, let's do finish, and here you can see we have a chart over here. We Let's move it over here. So as you can see, the application created the chart of all the data of all the columns we have into our spreadsheet. So there are so many things, as I told you before, while working on the Microsoft sorry, on the LibreOffice Writer, that there are so many things that you can do using this application to work on your spreadsheets. So since this was a very short demonstration, so you could explore on more, and again, it is very straightforward, and you can begin just right away working on your spreadsheets using this application. To create, edit, or save slides for your presentation, LibreOffice has another tool called Impress. It is again, it is pretty much similar to Microsoft PowerPoint. To create a new PowerPoint, you can go to the context menu and click on the presentation, or you can again hit Control plus N to create a new PowerPoint. So let's click on the presentation, and it will open, and you can select from the templates for your presentation, or you can just use the blank presentation, or if you want to make any changes, you can change the background colors from the formatting and features available into this. So I have already created a presentation slide for this demonstration. As you can see, we have the slide panel over here. So to do the slideshow, you can click on this start from the slide, or you can choose from start. If you are on the specific page slide, you can do select this option. Next tool that comes with LibreOffice is the math. So math is basically an application, a tool available in this application, using which you can create equations that you want to use in your Word file or in your presentation. LibreOffice gives an additional a dedicated tool to work around with this. So for example, I have created an equation that is 3 by 4 times x plus 5 by 6 equals to 5x minus 125 over 3. So to do this, again, you can go over here, or you can click on here and click on formula, and you have options. The interface gives you several options, like you can do create equation for the unary or binary operators, to use the plus, minus, or plus minus, multiplication, addition, subtraction, or over. You can use the relations. So for the inequalities, you have set operations, and you can create use the function using the operators. The next tool in LibreOffice is the called draw. So using this application, you can create diagrams for basic diagrams, if you have that you could want to include into your document or for your presentation or something like that. So to begin with this, you can go to the file menu and click on the drawing, or you can also, if you have opened the application, you can enter Control plus N to create a new um, diagram interface, or you can go over here and click on new drawing. So it will open up a new page, a canvas for you to work on your diagrams. Over here you can work on the page properties of the page. You can change the format of the format, orientation, add background. To add the diagrams, you can click on the rectangle. If you want to add rectangle, you can add ellipse. Then you can also insert basic shapes from here, that rounded square, squares. There are several other options, or you can add smileys or any other icon, or you can add shapes from here. Like if you want to create a full flow chart, you can use the flow chart diagrams for the flow chart from here. um, Say you want to add a database over here, you have several entities, like 4 entities. So let's call this entity 1, call this entity 2, this as entity 3, and this as entity 4. So yeah, now we want some sort of relation. You can also relate these entities with each other, like using the connectors. um, and you can, let's say I want to connect this to the database, then connect this with this entity, and again connect this entity to the database. And you can always change the properties of the lines from here, like if you want to um, one and only want to want many, so you can do that from there. So well, this is just an example, like you can, how you can use this tool to create diagrams and use that into your documents. So again, you can save it. You have several options to save in different formats, like open the ODF format, or you can export it as a PDF. So let's do that as free, and let's save it. And if you go open up the PDF, you can see your PDF is over here. Now, LibreOffice has another feature uh, to work with your files remotely. Using this feature, you can add a service for, like, say, Google Drive, OneDrive, or if you want, you can also add a FTP server or SSH service in, and you can configure that, and you can, if you can work on the file using different location, like different workstations, or if you have file on the cloud, on, like on Google Drive, you can obviously work it on the file from anywhere. So it makes it a bit convenient to work around with your files, so you don't have to worry about if your file is left on your another machine or something like that. So I will just go ahead and I have added a service. So to add a service, you just have to click on that service and enter your username for that it is your email address, and you need your password for that email address. So since I have already added the service, let's enter the password. Now, once the application connects with your account, it will show you all the files and documents you have on your Google Drive. So these are the files I have. These are all the folders that I have on my Google Drive account. And if I click on the root, I can see files and folders. So if let's click on something docx, and let's open it. Yeah, so since it is a Word file, the application uh, opened that in using the writer. So here you can see I have access to my file using the LibreOffice from my Google Drive, and if I make any changes, this is a new change, and save it, the change will be saved to the file that is on the Google Drive, not locally on the computer. So that makes really convenient to work with your files without worrying about losing the contents. So these are the features and functionalities available. This application is very easy to use. If you have ever used any Office suite, you can just get started using this application. And since this application is available on different operating systems like Linux, Mac OS, and Windows, so you have interoperability among the different platforms, so you don't have to worry about if my file will work on. Thanks for watching this tutorial. I hope you got the general idea of what LibreOffice is, and yeah, go ahead and explore this application, and I hope you will really like it. Thank you.